Right, thank you very much. And off the top of my head, earlier when you mentioned that there is of course, our payment is for the expertise, and there is a very physical and emotional toil on being a therapist, listening to people, and all that. Off the top of our head, and this is cuts across all boundaries also. For factors of saving costs, do you foresee that is it cost effective for a Malaysian that needs mental health care to just turn to an AI bot for counselling to save your monthly expenses?
Please don't. I'm honestly going to say that there are live people who can give you free, much better. The university students who are doing their training, which will give therapy much better than. I'm not a fan of AI bots for counseling. You can argue, it has actually been around for a long time, from a time of a program called Gloria. But it's a bot, and the funny thing about human beings, it takes a human being to support a human being. And I think recently it happened where someone fell in love with the AI, and the AI is supposed to know how to stop people from committing suicide, and it did the opposite. It actually encouraged suicide at the end, in different terms or different ways of doing it. So AIs are AIs. At the end of the day, behind an AI is not a human. It is a bot, and we know it. And one of the things that is critical for therapy, the word that is actually we use, is you need somebody where you have a therapeutic relationship. The relationship is therapeutic. It's focused on your healing. You find that, you'll find it works. And I'm not going to recommend in any way that you can ask AI questions. Yeah, you can ask AI all kinds of questions, but for that long-term relationship where you're looking at nuances and different issues and multiple layers of issues, because no human being only has one issue. It's layered of issues. The AIs are probably not going to be able to, not going to be able to, but that relationship is just not there. That's what heals people.
Recently interviewed by the Star paper journalist about AI and grief. And apparently there's this mechanism where they bring the dead person alive so that they get disclosure to say goodbye. And the other two interviewees were so gung-ho about it, and I had to dampen their mood, and I said, no, that is not the normal process of grieving. You don't bring that person back alive via AI and then give you that platform to say, I'm sorry or goodbye. You process it as it has happened, and you process the pain of the loss, and you go on. So my thoughts on it is the same. AI has many beneficial effects on our processes and progresses, but it does not give us the human touch. It does not give us that connection. It does not give us that therapeutic relationship that we need. Right?
I'm going to add something else on the grief. When you're looking at a bot that can speak to you, it's like going to a BOMO that can talk to the dead. And then you go one time and you go another time, and that's another addictive factor. So these things can become addictive where it actually stops you from processing your grief. And if you want a direct comparison, I can directly compare this talk to your AI bot with going and talking to a BOMO and getting them to speak to the dead. Okay, same thing. Both also negative effect in the end of the day, because it stops your process of grief and it creates a false narrative, which is false. Whether it's with a BOMO or whether it's with your computer, it's a false narrative. It's not going to help you grieve. It's going to probably cause more problems.
Thank you, everybody, for that input. So, yes, Malaysians out there, don't use AI to try and save on your mental health costs.
Students are cheaper, they're free. Practicum students need hours, so they also are free. Don't worry.
Yes, so also Malaysians out there, they are also your fellow young Malaysians who are studying to be therapists. The same way you have people, studying to in a particular skill. If you can reach out to a student, yes, you help build a future of more mental health care, competent mental health care staff in Malaysia. So yeah, please don't AI to save your monthly cost.
The universities for the students, IMU, they have masters in counseling courses, and these courses are supervised. They have, a lot of strong programs. So it actually does help. I mean, right now at UOC, we don't have a masters in counseling program. We are having a different program later, but IMU has it, and these programs are good. If you're looking for counseling and you really have budget issues, please go any university nearby, see what counseling courses they have or clinical courses they have. Do they have centers? Yeah, we have a clinical center, so ours are clinicians, not counselors. But we also, so it is available and it is cheap. And because we've got so many universities around Malaysia, doesn't matter what state you are, you can find it in your state. Look for the universities. The universities are a big help.
Thanks for that, Dr. Anasuya. And in IMU also, we have what we call the immersive experience. That means we bring near real situations when we teach our counselors. We can't go around real people dying and say, practice counseling and tell me how you do it, right? So we create the near real scenarios with human actors, and we train them in such a way that when the real situations happen, they are competent counselors. So when you approach them for this as well, they are in the training and they are supervised by others. Definitely a better bet than the AI. Thank you.
And that, my fellow Malaysians out there, is what you need to do what you can do these days. Look for universities in your neighborhood which are offering counseling programs, who are training up future counselors, and there you may lend yourself to be a part of the whole mental health care system, as you can say, investing in the future in a non-monetary way, and it's good for your wallet as well. So bringing to the intersection now on our financial health and mental health, we also invite Mr. Fauzi also to add on a little bit about what he has seen in the Malaysian scene. Have you seen Malaysians, as you said, either spending a lot on mental health care or just neglecting the whole thing at all? How does that affect our wallets?
Okay, to start with, speaking on this mental health and financial health, it's kind of a chicken and egg thing, because we don't know which starts with, which one is sparks the other one to cause to happen, right? If you think you have mental health, and then you won't be able to work, you won't be able to be productive, and then you have a very low cash flow, very bad cash flow. The other way around, if you have low financial health, you will not be able to work, and then you will get money. So it goes back financial and mental health, right? But to discuss on the mental health and financial health, it's very important. We have to look for this. How do financial literacy help? If let's say, how to curb this mental illnesses or financial illness, for example, we focus on financial literacy, but for sure we have to understand the literacy actually has three domains. Literacy has knowledge, attitude, and behavior. Yeah? I repeat one more time. Knowledge, attitude, and behavior. If let's say you have financial literacy, you have only knowledge. You won't reflect it in your attitude, which is you have the knowledge, but you are not agree with that knowledge, the information. It won't be reflected into your behavior, so you won't practice it, and then you won't apply that good financial management. So in financial literacy, you must be able to understand the knowledge, you agree with it, and it becomes your attitude, internalize in yourself, and it would be reflected in your behavior. You practice it. then only you could save your money. Yeah, and I think if we focus on the three things in the literacy, then only we can practice a good financial management. I think I'd stop there.
Well, thank you so much, Encik Fauzi. So it's not so much about, okay, we know how the financial system works and well, we're financially literate. Okay, boom, it drills down all the way to attitude change.